Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom to this only child in 3rd grade, Molly. And today we have a combined video together. We're going to be talking about the books that we have read so far this year. So if that is something that interests you, keep watching. All right, so the first book that we read is Heartwood Hotel. Oh my goodness, this was a cute book. So I'm gonna read the back of the book and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So Heartwood Hotel is when Mona the mouse stumbles across the wondrous world of the Heartwood Hotel in the middle of a storm. She desperately hopes they'll let her stay. As it turns out, Mona is precisely the maid they need at the grandest hotel in Fernwood Forest, where animals come from far and wide for safety, luxury, and comfort. But it's not all across souffle. It's not all acorn souffle and soft moss-lined beds. Danger lurks. As it approaches, Mona has to use her wits to protect the place she's come to love. Because this hotel is more than a warm shelter to spend the night, it might also be a home.
And then at the back it also says, praise for a true home.
Yeah, a warm, winning tale. This warm series starter is easy to love. So this is a Disney book. I didn't realize that. But let's just talk about Heartwood Hotel. So how many stars would you give it out of 5?
5.
5 stars? Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it too. What did we think of Mona, our main character? The mouse who... How did she end up at Fernwood? She like stumbled and fell into like a river or something.
Yeah.
And she didn't have anywhere to go, so she finds this door in the tree and is like, goes in, and what does she find?
A hotel.
A hotel for
Animals.
Yeah.
Just not hunters.
Yeah, just not hunters.
Yeah, just
so
not predators.
no predators are allowed in this hotel. So they have like fun animals that show up to stay, whether they're longtime residents or just stopping in and going, right?
Yeah, and maybe a bit of a spoiler, they have a ballroom and they have types of bedrooms for the animals living there.
Yes, so they had different types of bedrooms for animals. Like, for instance, if a bird came, they'd have like a small room with like, what do you call those that the birds sit on?
Branches? Or...
Yeah, like branches and stuff.
So if you don't mind, I'm sorry. If you mind, I'm sorry for that little spoiler.
No, I don't think that's a
spoiler.
spoiler.
I thought they were. Oh.
So as Mona is in this hotel, she ends up getting hired as some help, and she ends up becoming the maid. But she's got some tough coworkers. She's got a coworker who kind of gives her a hard time and doesn't want her to break the rules, but doesn't always tell her the rules either. And so when she breaks them, it ends up being a big deal. But it turns out that that coworker who was giving her a hard time has a story and a past, and
it's sort of like the same thing that how Mona lost her family, right?
Yeah. So they kind of have very similar story backgrounds that they don't know at the time of knowing each other until a big kind of fallout happens. What else can we say without giving the book away?
It was a pretty nice book.
Yeah, what did you really love about it? What was your favorite things?
Maybe when they chased the wolves away with a bear.
Yeah. So yeah, they end up getting like a threatening type of call that somebody, like predators, have found their hotel, and they have to scavenge together to kind of come up with a plan and how they're going to save the hotel. So that's pretty much the main focus of the book.
That's not really in the main. It's
Well,
at the
it's-
end.
Yeah, it's something that happens that's pretty pivotal.
Yeah, but it's not
Pivotal,
really
though.
the main.
So 5 stars. You loved it. We're going to try to read the rest of the series because this is a series.
It's book 1.
This is book 1. I forget what the second one. Oh, here. A Heartwood Hotel, The Greatest Gift is the next Heartwood Hotel
And we have
book.
that book from the library.
Yeah. So 5 stars from me and 5 stars from you. We recommend the read. It was a good one.
So in total stars, that means 10 stars for all of us.
Yes. So next we read Winn-Dixie.
We don't know what the book is, but we're sort of like,
I'll put a picture up here of what the book looks like.
yeah.
But we read Winn-Dixie and finished it a couple weeks ago.
And we watched the movie like from Prime Video, right?
Yeah, I think it was on Prime. We had to rent it. But anyways, how did you rate Winn-Dixie? How many stars?
I would say 4.
4. Why the 4 and not the 5?
Mostly because it was not a bit like Heartwood Hotel. It was like a bit different.
It was a little bit harder of a read, I would say, because they are very like Southern and formal. So when they're speaking and they're talking about a library, every time they mention the library, they're mentioning the whole title of the library and not just like library. So, I mean, that was a little bit difficult the way it was written on some things. I found was hard it wasn't like an ease of reading.
And sometimes I had to correct you in the book.
Yeah, we correct each other, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So I would give it a 5 star just because I love the beating behind this book. I love the story. I love the outcome. I love how this dog brings life to, what was her name?
Opal.
Opal.
India Opal.
India Opal. I love that it brings life to this little girl who's honestly had a really rough start of childhood. Her mother up and leaves their family.
I think that's a bit of a spoiler.
No, it's not.
Okay.
And so she comes across this dog, aka Winn-Dixie, and he kind of just brings her so much joy. But he's kind of a troublemaker, huh?
But funny fact, she found a dog named Winn-Dixie at a Winn-Dixie store.
Well, she named the dog Winn-Dixie because she found him at a Winn-Dixie
I know,
store.
but it's funny. That's what she named him Winn-Dixie.
Yeah. So I think that should be a field trip. I should take her to a Winn-Dixie because there are Winn-Dixies not far from us.
What
Grocery
Winn-Dixie?
stores. Maybe we'll find a dog. I don't know. I tried to really pick books this year for read alouds that had movies that we could watch after. So that was kind of my intent. I didn't want to rent this one, but I thought that was the only way we could watch it. So I enjoyed the movie. Did you enjoy the movie?
Yeah, I did.
I felt like it really...
It was way better than like the book, sort of.
Did you think so?
Yeah, I think it gave a little bit different details than the book. Like they found Winn-Dixie in the storm, like under the chair, and then in the movie he ran through the door. It's like
No,
in the movie.
I didn't even catch that, but you did.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, it's a bit different.
But those are good. It's kind of fun to compare a movie and a book, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the differences between the two. So I don't think there's a movie for Heartwood Hotel that I know of, but I might look it up in case we're missing that.
Yeah. Maybe there's a movie.
But yeah, so I would give it, I really liked it, so I'm going to give it 5 stars. She gave it 4 stars. So how many is that total for Winn-Dixie? 9 stars for Winn-Dixie between us. It was a really, really cute book, and it just has such a good meaning behind it. So, and it's short. I love that the chapters are not overly long. The words are not overly little. Even in Heartwood Hotel, the words are pretty spaced out, big. The chapters are pretty short. So it was a good read.
Yeah, it's perfect for like you reading before bedtime. Because it's short chapters.
Yeah. So those are the only 2 books that we got to as read alouds. She reads all the time, so maybe if she really wants to, she could share her list and other video of the books that she's read that she's really liked recently. And then that can kind of be her own video because I don't read those with her. So that is it for the 2 books that we read. Up next, we are reading Wild Robot, the 3rd book in the series. And then we're going to read Where the Red Fern Grows. That'll be our next 2 books before, I'm hoping to get that in before Thanksgiving. I don't know if we can do it. If we don't get into the Red Fern, then we'll be getting into a Christmas book, and I am kind of really excited for that one.
Like the Christmas Pig. I'm like, it was so good for the Christmas Pig. I'm like...
Yeah, we read Christmas Pig last Christmas,
it was
but
so good.
This is a different kind of book.
I know, but it was so good. Christmas Pig was so good.
Yeah, it was so good. Anyway, that concludes the video. I hope you liked our silly reviews of our 2 read aloud books that we read this year. Let us know what you're reading. Maybe that could be added to our list if you loved it. Let us know in the comments. Did you read Heartwood Hotel, Winn-Dixie? What are your thoughts? And we'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Like and subscribe.